Today we are gonna cover the last class in Horde mode, that is the Heavy. Why the Heavy? Well, because he's one of the simple ones, I would say. I don't know. It's just simpler than the Sniper, simpler than the Soldier, simpler than the Engineer. Well, yeah, no, I think it is simpler than all of them. He does depend on other people helping him a little bit, but it's nothing too bad. So, let's get on with it. So first of all, what is the Heavy? The Heavy is the guy that does better with things like the boom shot, the drop shot, the RL4, the salvo, and the torque bow. Okay? So pretty much if it goes boom, he is good with it. And in the first few rounds, he is kinda a bad soldier. Like, he doesn't get bonuses to normal weapons. But little by little, he gets more and more powerful. And by the end of the game, he should be doing the most DPS, followed by the Scout, no, the Sniper, then the Scout, then the Soldier, then, well, the Engineer. But if you're really being out DPS'd by a Engineer, you need to rethink your life. Anyways. So let's go to the skills. First of all, you have explosive launcher capacity. That means more ammo. This is like, I think, the most important thing you want, because a boom shot has like 6 shots. So you're not gonna do much if you only have 6 shots. So this gives you 10, that's alright. Well, now keep in mind, this is level 2. It could go all the way up to... So the first one, the next one is 6. The one afterwards is 8. So it's 10 more rounds. So 16 rounds starts to be a little bit more decent. In any case, then you have explosive launcher damage. That means you do more damage with your shots, meaning that you need less ammo to do damage. So these two really go well together. Then we have explosive launcher reload. This one could be very important. The faster you can reload, the better, especially if you're not really good at hitting those power reloads or active reloads. It's a good idea. Then we have heavy weapon damage. So this is the tri-shot, the buzzkill, the mulcher, the RL4 salvo. So most of them are the ones that are dropped by enemies, such as the guardians, things like that. It means that you deal more damage, so you use less ammo, so it lasts longer. It's a good perk, but a little bit situational. Although since this is like a 4th weapon you could carry, it might not be such a bad idea. Then you have marked damage. This one, in a public game, I wouldn't recommend. If you are with teammates, like people you actually know and trust, please use this. This is really good. I mean, 10% damage is just level 1, so that's 50% extra damage. If you add to that this one, that goes up by 20, so that means by the time it's leveled, it's gonna be 100. That's quite a lot. Yeah, this one, I mean, you can mark your own, so it's not too bad. But I mean, the Sniper can just go boom, 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 all marked, and then you just go on a killing spree without worrying about things like aiming. You know, who wants to aim? Anyway, then we have Mortar Strike. So you just called Mortar Strike from the Fabricator. Kind of like the Hammer of Dawn, just a little bit more AoE-ish. It's more of a kill everything in an area instead of destroy one thing. It's a good thing. It's fun. See some people do really good things with it. Just, it's not really good in the first few waves. It's very good in the last ones. Then you have Pistol Expert. So the Snob and the Boltok do extra damage. It's not a bad idea. I mean, it starts at 20 and it's at 100, so it gives you something to protect yourself with if they get too close. Because that's one of the things. You can probably wreck yourself if you're not careful with this. Then we have turret capacity. Okay, this is an interesting. If you build a turret, you have to build it. Keep that in mind, okay? So you have to make a conscious choice to be a builder heavy. If you do that, obviously, well, I'll get to that later. But turret capacity, more ammo means your engineer has to waste less stuff in refilling your turret. And finally, we have turret damage, more damage. So these two make you kind of want to build things, but you have to plan for it. You have to have a team that won't go ballistic if they see you building something. So, be careful with that. So, I think it bears mentioning, as a heavy, don't shoot at your feet if you don't think you can survive, especially half damage bonuses, because you're probably going to blow yourself off, or you're going to leave yourself so weak that a stray snub bullet will kill you. You don't want that. You really don't need that. Especially because, like, if you kill yourself with a heavy, you might very probably give yourself. So it's gonna be drop tags. Someone has to pick them up. If you're the first one to die, you're free. But every single one that gets revived, it's a little bit more expensive. But yeah, just be careful what you do. That's why this one might not be so bad. But I don't know. Let's go to any. Okay, so here you have a few of these. You might want the build cost, I guess. Yeah, it could work. Team revive. I mean, you want to give some utility to your team. Those two are good options. Then you have fortification health, but it has to be built by you, so it's not really a good idea. That's more of an engineer thing. So basically, this one could be good, but it's just gonna be a 10% discount. So if it's 10,000, that's gonna be 9,000. I mean, if you don't have a scout, it might be worth it, but seriously, you're not gonna get very far without a scout. So yeah. And then you have team revive. This one is a good idea if you want to provide any support. Otherwise, sorry. Let's go back. Let's build an explosive version. So you would want explosive launcher. Damage and capacity, yes. You would want... that's 2. You could get a mortar strike or a pistol expert, depending on what you have. That's 3. Then you could get reload 4, which I think is very important. And then for your 5th, you could go either with mortar strike or mark damage. That just depends on you. Now, if you want to go the other way, which is the whatchamacallit, the tri-shot, the buzzkill, the mulcher, all those things, just get the heavy weapon damage. Forget about this one; it's not gonna help you. So get that one. Get the turrets. Get the turret. That's 3. Get the mark one. That's 4. And since you're gonna have things that don't kill you from up front, you could get a team revive, or you could get a mortar strike. I mean, the mortar strike is always good. So those are like the basic ideas. Don't shoot yourself in the face. Try to keep far away from things, and wreck. So let's summarize. The Heavy is a complicated class that starts very weak, but at the end, if managed properly, will become very strong. Why do I mean by complicated? Well, it's different from other classes. Basically, what you do is aim and kill things, but what you have to do is manage your extra heavy weapons. That is, weapons that you cannot buy from the fabricator. To do that, you need to have a weapons locker. Put things there and keep juggling between them and making sure that you never run out of ammo or your gun will disappear. So, with that said, what you should be doing? Simple. First of all, build a steady amount of weapons. Keep your heavies always maxed. Try to not rely too much on them to kill very small enemies and use them wisely. Second of all, pick the proper skills. Make a decision. Do you want to sit back with a turret, then build fabricator costs, turret damage, turret health, and all those things? If, on the other hand, you're more of a hands-on kind of person and you want to be running around and killing things, then build for explosive weapons. Why? Because those are the ones that you can have all the time. The boom shot, things like that. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself with a mixed match of items and classes and skills that are not going to maximize your potential. So, as a heavy, you have 2 paths to take. Bullets or explosives, also make that choice. Personally, I think explosives might be a little bit better, however, they do come with a risk. You might shoot yourself. So, that's the another thing you have to keep in mind. don't let them get close. If they get close, drop whatever you have, switch to your secondary weapon, which in this case could be your Gnasher, a shotgun, even your Bolthawk would be a good idea. It might be better than just standing there and shooting yourself to death. Remember, you can gib yourself, and that would mean that they would have to pick up your tags and take them to the fabricator. If you're the first one to die, fair enough. However, if somebody else happens to die, or if you die again, it's gonna cost money, and that's gonna happen over and over and over. So you have to be careful with that. Finally, make sure that you have weapons you're comfortable shooting. You might be better with a bow than you are with a boom shot, just because you can't calculate the curve of the shot. Let's just call that. I don't remember the proper name. Anyway, if you follow these things, these recommendations, you will be able to survive and help your team as much as possible. So this was I'm Bad at Video Games. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.